All right, guys. Give me a second here. I am on my website. I just finished up with a client and ooh, let me check this schedule. I've been gone. I know all last week I have not uploaded one video, and I'm pretty sure you guys want to kill me, but I think this is why I love live Wednesdays, because this is something I've been pretty consistent on. Been pretty consistent on. Follow up. Okay, I have that schedule ready. I'm trying to get some last minute details out the way for a client, so you're going to watch me do that for a minute. So I have to say, because I need to eat something and I need to talk about waist training. Because it's that season now. It's the season for waist training. So let's see. So how is everyone doing this morning? Good morning. Oh, people were thinking about me. I was thinking about you guys. And I was like, man, if I wasn't going through this, I could be helping somebody else right now. But long story short, I'm still dealing with legal things. It's not a lot to deal with, but it's just at times it's just emotionally stressful. I'll just say that. Good morning. Good morning, Joni. Joni, I hope you got my links. Hey, Helena. How is everyone this morning? It's not always good to be a multitasker. Thank you. You get to be off today so you can watch me. Yeah, I got some really important information because I'm about to share this with my clients as well. But I thought this would be good to share with all of you at the same time. Uh, just be patient with me because I'm finishing up a minor detail with a client. Oh, okay, there it is. And there we are. So, oh, thank you. Oh, speaking of the hair, I went right back to it. If you guys watch my beauty channel, I do have a beauty channel. I just recently well, can I say recently post? Sometime last week. I'm redoing the entire home. So some people think I've moved, and I haven't moved. I'm not going to move. This is a big house, and I need it at this point in time. But my one of my brothers, I have four brothers. One of the youngest, and his daughter is here with me, my niece. So I just finished editing a video for that to show you how I do her hair. But I went back to cutting my hair back to, well, shaping it the way it originally was when I kind of started my natural hair journey. I've been natural for 6 years, going on 7 years. So, and I love my hair like this because, guys, I seriously woke up like this. I mean, not the makeup. I do have some makeup on. But like this, didn't have to do anything. Just I might pull at the front of my hair, but that's it. But I just sleep on it and it's just amazing. This is the perfect style for, I'm not lazy, but that doesn't feel like doing all this other crap every day. I'm taking care of my hair all the time. So every once in a while, I'll spritz it with some water, conditioner, and oil, like in a mixture spray bottle, and then I'll just kind of comb through it just to take the kinks and stuff out of it, and then it's just fine. So, hey, good morning. Okay, there we are. So let's add here. Ooh, Somebody's eating a really nice. Okay, there we go. I'm almost done. Give me a break. I'm almost done because we're going to talk about this. How to get a small waist. How many of you are already there? You already have a small waist. It wasn't a rhetorical question I was asking for real. How many of you really want to know how you get a small waist? Because I'm going to share with you something I learned. My very first video when I started this channel. Yay, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody wants to know. Slowly come down. So one of my very first videos when I started this channel was about waist training. And I showed you all of this stuff that I was doing. Like wrapping all of this stuff around my waist, you know, in attempts to slim my waistline down. Back in the night. So yeah, those are all the things I try to do. So what? Show off. I have a small waist now too. We do know it's built in the kitchen, so we do know that, right? Come on, find it. Come on, I got things to do. I want to send this link. I'm on my last step. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yay! So she's probably watching me, and I'm trying to send this information to her. So, did it go? Yay, it did. And I'm done. Okay, and then all I have to do is just wait to add her in there. So, my very first video when I started this fitness channel was like a couple of months through my journey, my weight loss journey, when I decided that I was just going to change my lifestyle and try to lose some weight. One of the things I can be honest, well, I want to say I can be honest. One of the things that I think helped me when I started my weight loss journey was I didn't think about trying to lose weight. I was just thinking about trying to change habits. At that time, I was with, you know, my husband and stepkids, and I just wanted to be a better example as a woman, as a wife, as all of those things. So look where it got me. But it's not, I don't feel sorry for what I chose to do because they benefited in some way, form, or fashion, and eventually I'm going to benefit from it and have somebody, you know, better for me. But right now, it's just more important just sticking with this particular lifestyle and growing spiritually for me. So my purpose of trying to lose weight wasn't solely on trying to lose weight. However, I was doing things that any typical person would do when they want to lose weight. That's weird to say. You know, the waist training, the fat burners, taking, you know, certain supplementations and things, you know, it did for me start to become like, okay, well, I want to lose weight. But that was my actions, but it wasn't my mentality, should I say. I was just wanting to be healthy. But because I come from a family of, you know, health nuts and bodybuilders, and, you know, I was doing things that were similar to what bodybuilders do when they're already, you know, lean and small. So I was around maybe around 180, started off at 220 pounds, cut down to 180 somewhere in there. And then that's when I started doing waist training. Waist training started off with using the Abilene, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't use that anymore. So if you remember that video from 4+ years ago, that's what I was using, was Abilene. Does it work? Yeah, it does. It does work. I can't say that it doesn't. But I was using Abilene and wrapping myself up with like different stuff like this, and just it was quite interesting. And I'm going to get into the different things that you can use for waist training and how it really does work. But I was doing that, wrapping my body with all this different stuff, and I honestly can't even tell you that that alone in itself worked. Number one way that you can get a small waist is you just got to change your diet. I mean, I preach consistency, so when I preach consistency, I try to replicate that in my behavior, and also in what I show you guys as far as what I eat or how I live. I know for a fact that's what it is. It sounds so cliche, and it sounds like, you know what, it sounds easier than it really is. And sounds easier than really, it's not easy to change your diet. You have to be aware of what you're putting in your body. You have to eat clean. You got to eat clean. You want a small waist. You want to lose that fat or the inflammation that's going around in your waistline. You are going to have to change your diet. Okay. I'm not talking about having a six-pack. I'm talking about having a flat stomach. There is a big difference. You want a six-pack? That does require dieting, but dieting down almost to the point where you're almost unhappy, but you'll be fine. If you're doing it for a competition, it's possible to do that, and then you just snap right back. But trying to get six-pack abs, you have to get that fat percentage down off of your waistline in order to even see your abs. And then once you see your abs, they may not be in the shape you think they would. You know, most people think, oh, I'm going to have like these 6 or 4, or everybody's abs are not shaped the exact same six-pack abs we hear. Oh, there isn't no shortcut. So the six-pack, and there is a channel called Six Pack Shortcuts or something like that. It's a really good channel because they're going to tell you the exact same thing. They're going to tell you it's diet and not crunches and not waist training. Oh, wow. It's not. It's diet. However, when you add these elements in, not the training of the waist, because here's the misconception. I didn't do a lot of waist training. I did a lot of waist training, but I didn't do a lot of what you call sit-ups, crunches, or training my abs in that sense. As an aerial or pole dance fitness instructor and, competitor, I already have a pretty much strong core. You should do exercises that strengthen your core because it makes your posture better. If you have back problems, or just overall for your body, you need to have a very strong core. Not only that, that's where most of your vital organs, well, one of the most important is your digestive system sits in that area. There's other things like your adrenal glands and your kidneys and all, and your core. You need to strengthen that. But crunches do not necessarily mean that you are strengthening your core. You're not doing anything but building the muscle underneath the fat. So if you ever find that you're doing crunches and sit-ups and all of this different stuff and your waist is not coming down, what you're doing is you're building that muscle on top of the fat and it pushes it completely out. So if you are doing any kind of core exercises like that, stop it. So tips on strengthening the core. Pilates and yoga is awesome for strengthening the core. They tell you planks and all of those, but a lot of people can hold planks for a long time. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're strengthening your core. But Pilates and yoga are awesome for core strengthening, to build and strengthen that core. That is why I'm mentioning waist training. Because there are some of you who don't do Pilates or yoga. So then what do? You waist train. This strengthens your core. It does help to slim your waistline down only if your diet is intact. What this does is it helps with water retention in the waistline. It does not melt off your fat. Food, diet melts off fat, along with cardio and, weight training. You should have those implemented into your lifestyle. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't do some form of training or exercise of the body so that it'll change. But diet is the key to, bringing your body fat percentage down. So if you don't do Pilates and you don't do yoga for core strengthening, this kind of mentally helps. So there's different kinds. This is called a waist trainer. And this has what you have, not metal boning, but they're like plastic boning on the inside of them. And they have what is called like a neoprene, or I don't want to say neoprene. This is more like a rubber shell. You don't wear this close to your skin. Yeah, clean up your kitchen. So yeah, this part actually is on your skin. I've seen people where they try to put this part onto their skin, or I've seen waist trainers where this is wrapped around the skin, which is uncomfortable. However, this is what creates that heat factor in your core, which they tell you it burns fat, like it burns the fat off. No, it's just you sweat. So what do you think you're losing? Water weight, not fat. So it doesn't melt fat off. It gets the water weight off of your waistline. And for most women, a lot of times we think that we're just almost 100% fat in our waistline, and we're just inflamed for bad dieting, and we hold a lot of water in that area. And that's just naturally for most of us as women. So this does help to get some of that water retention down, and it mentally thinks something good is happening because you're starting to see your waistline slim down because you're losing water weight, not fat. Because you're losing water weight. It's just something subconsciously that kind of helps you continue on with what you're doing with your diet. And I'm just being real. This is the marketing aspect. This is the way it should go. But they market it to you as, oh, you're gonna lose fat. Like, no, it's not. It's just gonna make you mentally think you're doing that. It's just gonna make you think you're doing that because you're doing the right things when you change your diet and your exercise, and you wear this only doing cardio or weight training. So you go to the gym, or you know you're going to do some weight training or some high intensity interval training. That's a really good form of strength training and cardio at the same time. Just only wear this during your workouts. You do not need to wear something like this every day, all day. You do not need to do that. That's one of the reasons why there are people who are against waist training, because there are people out there that overdo it, thinking that this is going to fix them when they need to fix what they're doing to their body as far as what they're putting in their body, as far as how they're eating. So some people are against this because they say it squeezes your vital organs in and just kind of changes well, yeah, if you're wearing a boned corset that they wore, in the 1800s, well, yeah, yeah, don't wear those. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, only wear when you work out. Wear your size. Don't try to go a size smaller or anything like that. Wear the size based on the sizing chart if you decide to get this on Amazon or anything like that. Wear it according to the size that you have. You're going to eventually, if it's to the size that you have, you're probably going to start here, and then you're going to slowly come down to your last one. And at that point, then if it feels extremely too loose, then that's when you need to go a size down. So, and then that lets you know that progress is working for you because you're eating right and you're exercising, and you're wearing this only during the times that you're exercising or working out or training. So many words for it. So this is one form of a waist trainer. And I started using this probably when I got down to 170. I have pictures. If you guys haven't seen the last live video I did almost 2 weeks ago, where I showed you my picture story, like all of my pictures from progress of my losing weight, and letting you guys know that pictures don't lie. They show you your progress. So stop stepping on the scale and messing up with your progress by mentally sabotaging yourself. So, I mean, for some people, watching the scale works, and for others, no, it don't work. It don't work for me. So that's one. Another less expensive one. This one called, I don't know. Wait, I'm about to say I don't know. This is usually found on Amazon. It's called a waist trainer. It just says it's made in China. I'm being funny, but that's the truth. I don't know what brand this is. I forgot what brand this is. I had this for a while, and I have two sizes. This is the large and this is the medium because I understand that I'm going to gain weight and I'm okay with that. And I know most of it is going to be water weight. The only way I'm going to gain all this extra fat is if I really go to with my diet. Body Magic. What is Body Magic? Please tell me what that is, Helena. I don't know if that's a waist trainer or anything like that. They're all the same, okay? They come from the same manufacturer, just someone puts their name on it. That's fashion marketing. So that's my first degree. So yeah, they're all the same. So if they look like this. Hey, Brian. You know I still love your music. But yes, this is from Amazon. So I don't know the name. There's so many brand names or whatever. They tend to be range around $30 to $50. Okay. And I think I'm going to be offering these because I like these better. As far as like the corset with the shaping of it, and it's just, I don't know, I like these. They're more comfortable. Good morning. Good morning. Cheaper. I got these from Five Below. You probably have seen this brand, a series. It's what is it, 8 series? Yeah, 8 series fitness. These are, I have a lot of these because these are very comfortable too. Some of you may be familiar with seeing me with a black one like this when I would be on my bike first thing in the morning when I did fasted cardio. I'm not saying that you should do fasted cardio. If it fits your lifestyle, do it. Oh, I'm going to talk about sweet sweat and something else in a second because it's close by. Well, I don't have a sweet sweat, but something else is close by me. But these are neoprene waist trimmers. So waist trainer. Okay, this is a waist trainer because it has boning and it's training, mentally training your waist to be slimmer. It still sweats, causes you to sweat and lose water weight in your waistline. These do the exact same thing. However, there's no boning involved. They're like the rubber, they're neoprene is the actual word for it. This has the rubber shell in order for it to trap the heat and to warm your core. This does the same thing, but it stretches pretty nicely. Most of the time it's just Velcro around your waist. You can put it on as tight or as loose as you want, but you are going to sweat. So again, talking about waist training in the sense of losing water weight in your waistline. If you want your waist to be smaller, this with a combination of your diet, and I say diet first, you will see some results. Again, the only time you should be wearing things like this is when you work out. How long do you work out? That's how long you wear it. Please take it off immediately after you work out unless you'd like to have all this sweat and crap around your waist walking around the house. And just don't do that. It's unnecessary to think that this is going to get you a small waist walking around the house or your job wearing this for 24 hours all day, every day. For what? Why? Just eat right. So this is a neoprene waist trimmer. So, and it's mean trimmer is to trim your waist down. I reckon this was the first thing I noticed because not bodybuilders, but MMA fighters, like my husband was like into like MMA fighting. Well, he pretty much could have been one. He's really good at it. And martial arts. And this was something that they wear to keep their core warmed because that's very important, core stability when you're training for those types of, sports. And that's when I learned more about the waist trimmer type thing for sweating out the waistline and keeping it heated up. Good morning. Yes. Okay. So this I can say is safe to wear during the times that you are cleaning up your house. I know everybody is not able to get to a gym or have a gym to go to. You can do high intensity interval training in your home. You don't need weights. You just need body weight. There's so many basic things that you can be doing. Her smile that you could be doing other than feeling like you have to lift heavy or have to have a gym membership. There's push-ups, there's pull-ups. Well, you can't really do pull-ups unless you got a pull-up bar or something. I mean, you can lift your couch and do front squats. Like, seriously, there's things that you can do at home and wearing this. So this does take that water weight out of your waistline, just like these. Okay. And the last one is the ones that are starting to be popular now. I'll talk about water pills in a second, and then sweet sweat and all of that. These are different. These are trainers in a sense, but I like to use these more so when I'm doing lower body workouts. So if I'm doing any heavy weightlifting for lower, they have belts that specifically for power lifters and people who are doing squats and deadlifts in the gym. But this is what I use for that. So it's really just to protect my back, because I have to pay attention to my core when I'm doing any kind of lifting with my legs or squats or anything like that. You have to have a very good stable core. And that is one of the reasons why they wear weight belts. But this is kind of like 2 in 1. It does help your waistline to slim that water weight off. Notice I am not saying fat. But it just only has the boning in the back. So, and it's actually still boning in the back. So it really helps, because a lot of times when you're doing it, squats and deadlifts, they are somewhat core, I want to say somewhat, they are core exercises, because you have to have a really good stable core to lift very heavy for those kind of things, which I believe I'll have a video up on that, because to show you what my lower body workout is. But yeah, this very good for your back. And then the rest of this wraps around, and then you have this extra. It would help if I show you how I do it, right? As I have more than one in my closet. It's waist training in this season time, because I'm not trying to, so I'll show you guys what I mean. So it has boning in the back, and this is actually steel boning. I can tell the difference. It's a lot stiffer, and it goes right behind your back. So it supports your back. All you do is wrap it around opposite side. And then you take these, and that kind of squeezes you in a little bit. Oh, it's so comfortable. So why have that there? It immediately lifts you up, so you can pay attention to strengthening your core, not necessarily trying to build the muscle out to look like you have six-pack. So that's what they're for. So if you go in too small, that's where the problem is. You don't need to do that, because there's two things that's going to happen. You're going to have a bulge up here, not that I have much of one, and you'll have one down here, and that's just not attractive. I mean, I don't have much of one. I'm sorry. I used to, but it's diet alone. It's diet alone. So I still have a layer of fat on my waistline. I mean, I do. So everybody does, but it's getting harder and harder for me to lose a certain body fat percentage, because I'm already so lean. So I have to focus mostly on my weight training. And since I'm trying to build more muscle, that's why I'm sticking to these forms. So this is what helps me. I wear this really only when I'm doing lower body training and cardio, and the other two, all other training and cardio. So this is the least expensive one. This is somewhat expensive. I mean, maybe not so much in Amazon, because, you know, they're worth the $50, which is usually the highest they'll be. They're very worth it. I've had this since the very I've had these since the very first time I started wearing these, and the pictures when I was 180, 190. I still have these. I have the large and the medium one. I still have them, and they last forever. Yes, you can put them in the washing machine and wash them and everything. So I just wouldn't suggest you put them in a dryer to dry them. Just hang them to dry. Same thing with these, but you can put these in a dryer. It wouldn't be that big of a problem. They'll shrink a little bit, which that's not bad because then you can kind of wrap it and it kind of gives you that support you need in your waistline. So just kind of recapping, if you want a small waist, first check your diet. I want to say pay attention to your calories, but don't pay attention to calories. Pay attention to what you're putting in your body. If you're vegan or vegetarian, be very concerned with more vegetables than anything, because that is what's going to help you slim your waistline down if you are inflamed in that area. Meaning inflaming like it's solid, you're not necessarily fat, it's just solid in your intestines or something going on with your digestive system, and you need to put into your body what works for your digestive system, and they're called fibrous carbs. So that's what vegetables are. So fibrous, they help with your digestive system. So pay attention to having more vegetables in your diet. Protein, if you eat meat, doesn't matter. If you're pescatarian, eggs, chicken, turkey, if you eat those things, pay attention to eating that instead of all of this other fake meat like tofu. Not that I think anything's wrong with it. It just doesn't work for me anymore. But yeah, steer clear from that kind of stuff. Or you can just use veggie burgers like from Whole Foods. I think I get mine from Whole Foods. So protein, and then good fats and good carbs. When I mean good fats, avocados, the good oils, the nuts, the seeds, which also have protein in them. I'm talking about the nuts and seeds. And your good carbs, there is this, I'm going to simplify carbohydrates one last time, and then I want to move on. I wish I knew, because I'm not a man. How can he boost his testosterone? It's diet. They'll tell you everything. Doesn't matter if you're female or male, whatever hormone you have, which is more testosterone or less, or estrogen or less, just change your diet and then go to a doctor and find out what really works for you. So I just wanted to answer that question again. But to simplify carbohydrates, sweet potato, potatoes, squash, spaghetti squash, vegetables, those are good carbs. Bad carbs, candy, potato chips, junk food, processed food, in boxes, I'll say. So yeah, that's the bad carbs. So limit that to the point where you're having less of that and more of the other things, or to the point where you're not having it at all. Just maybe spot it every once in a while, like maybe once a month you might have a candy bar or a bag of chips or something. It's okay to have those things. You don't want to deprive yourself, but limiting it to the point where it's almost non-existent is better than just winging it. Don't wing it and just be like, I want it, so I'm going to eat it. Yeah, okay. But there is a fine line between depriving yourself and then you just not even caring. You just sabotaging yourself. So be careful with that. So your diet is important. If you want to waist train, to avoid all of the sit-ups and all of that crazy stuff, unless you already have a small waist. Somebody mentioned they already have a small waist naturally. So if you want six-pack abs, then this makes sense why you would do crunches and Russian twists and all those things, along with lower body training for core strength. And that will build those muscles out naturally. Like my brother who lives here, he just naturally has abs. And I think that's just because men just do if they're thin. But yeah, he has a four or five, I don't know. He has it naturally, and he eats spaghetti and all kinds of stuff, but he's an ectomorph. So most of my brothers are ectomorphs, except for me and my older brother. We're the mesomorph body types. So we're just naturally strong, crazy strong, and really broad shoulders and just real tall, big guys. I'm not really that tall. My brothers are tall, but yeah, that diet. And if you want to waist train, only wear it when you are working out. I don't know how long you work out. I can't tell you you shouldn't wear it longer than this amount of time or that amount. Just wear it only when you work out. Not only that, if you are doing stuff around the house and you're playing your favorite music and you're cleaning up and doing all of this stuff, yeah, okay, wear this. Or, I don't know, wear this. It's totally up to you. But do not wear it for 24 hours or just all day thinking that it's going to do something for you. It is not. Because the purpose of it is to shed that water weight off of your waistline. And that'll slim it down because water is underneath the skin. And when it's gone, it slims those a little bit of an inch or so down. So that's how you can get a small waist. So there's no other shortcut. I'm just giving you something that you can add to it that I can honestly say worked for me. Diet works for everybody, but the waist training in this sense, if you don't do yoga and Pilates, it does work. I'm not even going to act like it doesn't or try to steer you away from it or try to advocate for it that much. That's just how it is. How long does the results usually last? I can't tell you that because everybody's different. It depends on where you hold water weight. I hold water weight in my waistline, but I also hold water weight in the side pockets of my hips for some apparent reason. And I don't have hips, but I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference. If it shakes fairly easy like it's a water bag, you have water in that area. If it feels tough and rough when you squeeze it, it's body fat. That probably sounded so gross, but it gives you an idea. Now, how long does it last? I mean, I don't know. I can't say. Everybody's different. That time of the month can change everything. I mean, it depends. But I can tell you diet, that'll last for a long time if you keep it up. Yes, you are what you eat. I hate to hear that too. I hated hearing that too. But it is what it is. It definitely is what it is. There's no other way around it. Oh, awesome. Paying attention to clients really quickly. Okay. Water pills, sweet sweat. Oh, water pills, sweet sweat, and some other stuff that I use. So I don't have sweet sweat anymore. I mentioned earlier in the video about Abilene and how it works. It's a topical thing. It's really used to clean makeup off of your face. It's very oily. It can clog your pores. So that I can say it does help as that extra way to get you to sweat. There is a woman, I don't know if she's still doing a lot of videos here on YouTube. She's African American. We know her as was it Buffy the Body? She was doing the waist training with Abilene, and for real, it does work. I mean, you see her results. So, but then she's also naturally built a certain way too. But she worked to keep that physique, to keep that body type, because that's what she wants to look like. But she was doing a lot with these type of waist trimmers with Abilene, and it helps to slim that water weight out of your waistline. It does work. It works. So sweet sweat is somewhat similar to Abilene. It's just marketed that way. And I can't say who. I can't really say who was first. I'll do some research on that. But I think Abilene probably was out for a long time because it was used for a different purpose. But I know boxers and MMA fighters, that was what they were using, was sweet sweat or Abilene before anything. So now here is this Vaso Burn from Matt Porter. You may not even know anything about Matt Porter unless you're into the bodybuilding industry in that sense. And that's what I'm into. So Abilene and Gel V are very similar in how they operate. They're cold. They're like a somewhat oil base. No, not Gel V. Sweet Sweat. Sweet Sweat and Abilene are similar. Gel V and Vaso Burn are similar. So let me reorganize what I'm going to tell you so you're getting accurate information, or the best accurate information I can give you. Gel V Loved Gel V. It was actually the first thing I used after Abilene. And what it does, and she's changed her formula a little bit differently. You have the cold and then you have the hot. And there's this thing about freezing your fat cells so you can get, I don't know, it's so stupid. Just eat right. I'm just going to say that again. But it's just, this is how they're marketing it to you because they just know you're so worried about being fat or not looking a certain way, or we're so vain, which is okay to have some sense of vanity about yourself. But they market all of this stuff to make you think that this is what works when it's really just the freaking diet. So Gel V and Vasoburn are the same, but Abilene and Sweet Sweat are the same. They're oil-based, and when you put any kind of oil on your body and do some kind of moving around, even if it's baby oil, you're going to sweat. So it's to take the water weight out of your body, and it's just an extra thing that helps with that. Gel V and Vasoburn are similar in that they're gel form. Vasoburn burns. It's exactly what it is. It claims to burn the fat deposits off of it, but I still feel like it just gets rid of the water weight underneath your skin, because that's what I noticed when I was using it for the 8 weeks for prepping for my first show with WBFF. So this works just as well as Gel V did work for me as well. Another thing about Gel V that I really do like is that when you have problems with loose skin or cellulite in that sense, I did notice a difference in how that smoothed out for me, but I wasn't trying to lose weight fairly fast, and I didn't have as much body fat in my abdomen as I thought I did. I was more so holding on to a lot of water, and I had, an inflamed waistline from stress. So I don't deal with like loose skin in that sense. Plus, by me being African American and how my skin is, it doesn't affect some as it does others. So that's something to think about. I'm just going to put it out there. There is a difference. Some people deal with extreme loose skin if they've been overweight for a long period of time, and depending on the elasticity of their skin, that'll be an issue after you lose weight. So it's something to think about. Get ready for it and don't be bothered by it. If you want to do skin surgery, do it. But there are some topical things that kind of help with that, and I can say Gel V was one of those, not just on my end from personal use, but what I've seen from other people using it as well, which is mentioned on her website and in her Instagram, where people just voluntarily putting this information out. I did the exact same thing too. I purchased Gel V. She didn't sponsor me at all. She didn't sponsor me until after she realized I was the one that was doing a lot of videos on YouTube about it. I know I wasn't the only one, but I guess just the way that I was putting the progress out there, she supported me in that. So she, sent me a waist trainer and a bottle of Gel V. So I originally purchased it because of the results that I was seeing from other people. And at that time, I was concerned about loose skin, even though I really didn't have it, as bad as I was noticing from the other pictures. But it did make me think, because eventually, look what I'm doing now. I'm coaching and helping other people. So I may not promote these products as much anyway. If you're my client, I promote healthy lifestyle, eating a certain way. That's more important than all of this training and waist training and topical elements, because there's no point of using this stuff if you're not going to change your diet. So the diet is more important. High intensity interval training, that kind of workout training is effective at the starting, and then eventually you're going to go into weight training and all of that stuff. So Gel V is very similar to Vasoburn. It does the exact same thing. It burns, so it seems like it's burning it feels like it's burning the fat off of you. It's somewhat uncomfortable at the beginning because Gel V has the same thing. They have one that feels cold to the touch around the waist, and then she has this little glove that does all this massaging stuff. This is why I feel like it's too much. Like, that's just too much. But I can't say it doesn't work. It does work. So, but I've found myself to Vasoburn. And the only time that I use this is around the time the only time I've really used it is when it's gotten close to my show day. So there's Vasoburn and there's Vasodry. and they both do the same thing. So this kind of slims down the appearance of fat in the waistline or anywhere on your legs, your arms, wherever you place it. Same thing with Gel V. And the Vasodry pulls that last bit of water from underneath your skin so that your muscle definition shows a little bit better. So that's the purposes of Vasodry and Vasoburn. Gel V is really for skin elasticity, slimming down the waist, pulling water weight out, because you know you wrap it and massaging it, and it helps with the skin. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you about those. But Abilene and Sweet Sweat, I would say no to Abilene, just because, you know, just because of the ingredients in it. I don't know, but I just don't use it anymore. I prefer to use other things that people have kind of like tested to see, not tested on themselves or on other animals, but, you know, have tried Anna did have tried very hard to make things work for people who are into the bodybuilding industry. That's what I'm doing. But for health purposes and everyday lifestyle, if you're not trying to do any kind of bodybuilding competition or anything in that sense, or eventually be a coach yourself or have been a coach yourself and want to get back into it, don't worry about all of this stuff. You know, just focus on that diet. That's how you get a waist, small waist. That's how you get it. It takes patience. You have to have patience. If it took you a long time to have all of this weight come back into your life, or you've had it for a long time, it's going to take a while for it to come down. You have to stay consistent. It makes no sense to be consistent on something if it happens fast. If it happens fast, what's the point of, you know, consistency, or saying that word, or using that word, or using the word habits, habit changing, habit forming, forming better habits, and sticking with those habits to get the results that you need. No fluff. I hope I'm not sounding like like I'm just being like mean. I don't want to sound like that, but it's just real. I mean, this is just from my own personal experience and from what I'm learning in the industry itself and what actually works for everyday people. I enjoy the bodybuilding world, not to the point where I want to take any steroids or anything. I'm not interested in that, but I do love the bodybuilding aspect because it is a totally different way of living, eating, training. It's different, and I enjoy that. But my favorite part of a healthy lifestyle is the everyday woman, the woman that's not trying to be a bodybuilder or not trying to do, she just want to look good. That's all. She just want to look good, feel good. And it starts with your diet. It's okay to do your waist training. It's okay to do these things, but think of them as supplementations. It's a supplement. Supplements are to help get the results with something you're already doing that works anyway. It's okay to be late. What time is it? Yep, it's 48 minutes. So this is what I use, and I don't use this every time I train. I only use it during fasted cardio underneath, you know, this kind of waist belt, the waist trimmer, instead of the waist trainer. You know, this is something that these are used during the winter time when I'm just trying to build more muscle and I'm trying not to deal with too much, you know, sizing in my waistline. But yeah, I only use this for fasted cardio and a lot more cardio when I'm getting ready for a competition or a photo shoot or something like that. But other than that, just every day when I train, I wear these. Very simple. Good question. Price points. Waist trainers, between $30 to $50. These are between $5 to $10. These, $20. I've never seen them any more than $20. Which is gonna be fine. You can find these on Amazon too. They're all together. You can find these on Amazon. So, or at Bed Bath and Beyond. That's funny. Uh, Abilene is probably no more than $10, and you can find it at a CVS or a drugstore if you want to use it. I don't use it any longer. Sweet Sweat, I don't use any longer either. You can find that on Amazon. It usually ranges around $20. Gel V and Vaselburn, and there's Lipoderm that's on Instagram. If you follow a lot of fitness people on Instagram, there's another one called Lipoderm. Those range in like close to $60. They're like, this bottle was on Amazon. I think I paid like $48. So you might as well say close to $50 for this. It lasts. It's a 7 fluid ounce. And depending on how you use it, I only use it in my waistline. These can be used on your underarms if you find like you have that problem. Like here, it can be on your thighs, on your glutes, anywhere where you're trying to kind of pull the water out and slim that area or make the appearance of fat not be there. I'm just saying it as, transparent as I could. That's what this, you can use it for that. It lasts up to 30 days. So yeah, I still have this. I just bought a new bottle after my first bodybuilding competition, and because I know I'm going to be using it again. So yeah, it burns. Gel V, their Gel V burn, and their Gel V, her original Gel V, doesn't burn. It's kind of cool too, but it kind of works the same way as long as you're wearing a waist trimmer or a waist trainer. But Vaselburn and her Gel V burn, you don't even have to wear anything over it. It just burns for some reason. Oh, where somebody asked Tiffany, from Amazon. I got that. You can go onto the website. It's Matt Porter Subs, or just go on Amazon because he sells it on Amazon. So everything I mentioned, unfortunately, can be found on Amazon. Everything can be found on Amazon. I am in the middle of deciding whether I'm going to do waist trainers because, and more so this. So the best time to put on Gel V is when you're wearing a waist trainer or when you work out. Don't just wear it just to be wearing it. No. Well, at night, yeah, you can. Oh, the Vaselburn. I'm trying to see if that's the question you're asking me. You haven't seen this? If you haven't seen this, it's because you're not all that fully into the whole bodybuilding community aspect of it. Because this is mostly Lipoderm and Vaselburn are used the most with what does my brother want? Is used the most with this is my brother. I'm live, Kevin. I'm live on YouTube. Okay, so can I call you back in like 5 minutes? All right, cool. All right. You guys know Kevin, bodybuilder. Well, my brother, one of my brothers. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, it's probably because this is usually marketed to people who are in bodybuilding. Gel V can do it all. Vaselburn can do it all. Yeah. Yeah. If you wonder, like, could I use Gel V before a competition? I probably would. But it's something mental. I've had some kind of a different result with the Vaselburn. I'm gonna be honest. I had a better result with the Vaselburn in relation to bodybuilding competitions. Now, Gel V and anything else I mentioned before that, that's for the everyday woman that's just trying to look fit, or trying to prepare themselves for a photo shoot and just want to look a little bit slimmer. It does work, but you doing that for that purpose and whatever your goal is when it comes to what you want to look like for any particular event, focus on that diet and then use these avenues as supplements only. Do not just do that and then just go all off base with what you're eating. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. So, and getting your stress level down. Because sometimes you can be doing all of these things and you could be doing it correctly and you're not seeing the results that you want to see. So take pictures because the results are there. They're going to be slow. They're not going to be fast because you're not working out so crazy intense to the point where those results will come faster. If you're an intense workout person, you should see some results. If you're not seeing any results and you're an intense workout person, check your diet. You're not getting enough of something that's necessary, like carbs, or you're just taking in BS stuff that you know you shouldn't be eating because you're eating it because you're bored or stressed. So pay attention to your stress factors. Pay attention to what's stressing you out. And sometimes just thinking about losing weight and thinking you're fat is stressful. Yes. And burning water fat. Yep. They're all that way. The only thing is just Abilene is just something that was really just made for makeup, and it did work for the skin. I started using it for my skin and I liked it. So, but for my waistline and having to, wash that off, I don't feel like dealing with that. Sweet Sweat is the same thing because it's oil based, it's cream based, but Vasoburn and Gel V, they're gel forms. So, they absorb into the skin, but you still need to clean off because you're sweating in that area. Yes, but Abilene is great for makeup, removing makeup and keeping your skin soft, and it is great for that. But so if it's good like that for your face and your skin, it would make sense, and it does make sense why people would use it around their waistline to get water weight down. So that's why I say if you want to use it, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I chose to use it, but not anymore. Okay, awesome. I am talking about it because it's waist training season time. This is the time where diet is not so great. You mentally think your diet is not so great because you're spending a lot of time with your family. You're going out. It's it's the holidays. It's just that time of the year. It's also the time of the year where emotions and everything. Not saying bad things, but like it just seems like you just gain weight without even trying. It just seems that way. And it's like that they call it hibernation weight gain, Looks like they call it the freshman 35 or something like that when you go to college and you gain weight. During the winter seasons or the colder seasons, you tend to gain or put on some pounds to protect your body from the cold. But in the summertime, without even trying, you just start to shed some water weight and fat and all kinds of things, and you got all of your motivation going, and you working out, you eating salads and barely eating meat. Like it's a cycle. So pay attention to that and how you can make it work for you instead of making it work against you. So I'm waist training at this time. Most of the time I have not been doing a lot of waist training except for getting prepared for that competition with WBFF. After that, I didn't really need to do any waist training because I wasn't gaining any weight. I was losing more. I don't juice. I like food. Juicing is good, but I like food. I like to eat my food. I do green smoothies first thing. It's almost time for me to eat anyway. I usually eat at 12 o'clock. Oh, so yeah. But juicing is okay. I don't think anything's wrong with it. But I like to eat. I like to eat my calories. When you eat, that you're burning calories. It takes a lot of work to chew and digest your food, and you're burning calories when you do that. Don't take much to do anything with juice, but it is good for you. It is a good way to get, the macro or micronutrients, because your macro and micronutrients from your vegetables, your fibrous carbs, they tell you need to eat about 8 to 10 servings of vegetables. And I mean, vegetables get you full fairly quickly. So that's kind of hard to have that much in a day because a lot of people, don't eat a lot. They eat a lot of calories when they eat junk food, a freaking burger from anywhere like fast food is already almost 1,000 something calories. So thank you. I have leg day today, so. But yes, so it's waist training season, so I'm bringing them back to show you how I'm trying to keep my waist slim and keep it down while I'm trying to build more muscle. So when I'm trying to build more muscle, it means I have to eat a little bit more, and when you eat more than you need to, or you're surplus in calories, you're going to gain muscle, but you're also going to gain fat with it. That's just a part of bodybuilding. So to kind of keep it slimmed down, I have to really be methodical with my diet a little bit more. And I do waist training because I'm trying to build my glutes and my legs a little bit bigger. And that's just what I want to do. And, you know, work on my shoulders and my rear delts just a little bit more. Not too big, but just a little more. So when I do have to slim down or lean out for a show, they're a little bit bigger and a little bit more mature for me. So that's what I'm doing. So it's waist training season, so I'm going to be showing you how I do it as a bodybuilder, but more so as a, you know, everyday individual person who just, you know, I like to work out every day and I eat right. I'm doing it for those people. That's what I'm doing. So that you can see that you don't have to have these topical things. You don't need them. So you don't have to waste your money on that. But these are worth it. These are worth it. This is worth the $5 or $10. This is worth the $50. I still have it for years ago. It's worth the money to have these things. It does help with the mental part of it. But I talked about these things, the Gel V, the Sweet Sweat, Abilene, all of that stuff. You don't have to have it. You don't have to have it. You have to change your diet. You have to focus on your diet. You have to do that. That's where your waistline is going to slim down to get that fat off of the front of your abs so you can start to see the lines or whatever lines you personally have. You can't see them because there's a layer of fat on them. So you want to get the fat off? Do some high intensity interval training and clean up your diet. That's all I can tell you. So I got to get out of here because I'm supposed to be calling my brother back. And I said I was going to call him back in 5 minutes. And I try to be truthful in everything I do. Yes, the size charts are correct. Good question, Tiffany. The sizing charts are correct. Do not get a size smaller. Get the exact size for your measurements. So that means you need to measure your waistline and go by that. That's how most of them go by. This one, you don't have to worry about. It's like a one size fit all. Okay, because they're fairly pretty long. So these, one size fit all. They do have the difference between longer or extra large and then regular small to large kind. So they do have them. But I'll be offering waist trainers too. So I'm still doing some research on that because I don't want mine extremely expensive. I'm just going to be real. Hey! Anisha, good morning. So I'm going to head on out, call my brother back. And if you guys are interested in online coaching with me, definitely check out my website, beautycutright.com. It's $50 for 6 weeks of training. If you want to continue on, it's $10 a month. Well, $9.99 a month. Still everything as far as accountability, pictures taken, checking on you, all of that stuff. Questions you need answered, more information, more research. That is all included in there. I'm not that expensive at all, but I do put a lot of work into you guys because I care so much. I smile when I say it, but I do. I really do care. So if you're interested in online coaching, you need the help and the motivation, check out my website, beautycutright.com. I'm still working on programs separate from the coaching. So when I finish those, you guys will know. I mean, I kind of lead a very all over the place lifestyle, but everything's still in order. It just takes me time to get things done, and I'm working on it. I just have to work on it in increments at a time. And not only that, I have to make sure that I get well rested too. So that is a wrap, guys. That is a wrap. I will see you guys. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be a video, and then hopefully next Wednesday. Wait, what's next Wednesday? I did say I was going to do every other Wednesday, but I'm trying to get back to every Wednesday. Oh, I'll be on here next Wednesday, provided nothing stupid happens in my life that causes me not to be here. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you all and stay healthy.